Welcome to Project Roadmap Overview, brought to you by Project Management Resource Network. My name is Todd Marshall. Project Management Resource Network is a group of experienced, certified project managers who work in a variety of industries such as software, healthcare, and finance, to name a few. With years of experience, PM Resource Network is your source for any size and type of project or initiative. The intended audience for this course are those who want an introduction and basic understanding on how to create a project roadmap. We will review and discuss the elements of a project roadmap. Today we will use two project examples to illustrate and create our roadmap. Those two examples are launching a new business idea and launching a corporate compliance initiative. If you occasionally lead projects or a beginner to project management, this course is intended for you. Let's begin. What are the elements of a project roadmap? A project roadmap is a straightforward way to develop your methodology on how you will approach and conduct your project. A methodology is procedures, techniques, principles, or rules you will follow for the project. Methodology should be tailored based on the type, size, and complexity of your project. Let's identify some common project elements or characteristics which can make up your project roadmap. One of the first elements of any project is having an objective. What is the purpose of the project is the question. For our two project examples today, our objective is to launch a business idea, and the other objective is to launch a corporate compliance initiative. For now, we will keep our objectives at a high level, but any objective should be clearly defined. The next item of our project roadmap is to document project requirements. This will be the basis for the project scope. Another characteristic for our map is to develop a project schedule. Nothing will get done, at least not in a timely fashion, without a project schedule. Next, we will identify risks. This is ongoing and will help the project plan for threats or opportunities. Identifying stakeholders will be another element of our roadmap, and this should be done consistently throughout the project lifecycle. Communications is vital for any project, so another element will be utilize a status report to keep all of the stakeholders informed. Meetings will be a great tool for project discussions, planning, and decisions. So another item for our roadmap will be meeting agendas and meeting notes. Finally, the last element which will make up our project roadmap is documenting and tracking issues. Issues will occur on any project, but if they are not tracked, then most likely the issues won't get resolved. So let's recap all of the basic elements of our project roadmap. They are documenting objectives, documenting project requirements, develop a schedule, identify risks, identify stakeholders, utilize a status report, create meeting agendas and take meeting notes, and document and track issues. Let's discuss each area in more detail. Next, for the project roadmap will be identify risks. Risks are opportunities or threats to the project. More attention is typically paid to threats. This could be anything that impacts the project. For example, if the project needs a resource, person, or material delivered and the date of the delivery is delayed, then the project could be at risk to achieve a deadline. At the start of the project team should identify and document possible risks. As the project continues, more risk assessments should occur. Mitigation plans should be considered to deal with the risks. Even a simple project could have risks which will impact the project's outcome. Identifying risks will provide the project the first step for mitigation. A project risk register is a tool to capture risks. Let's open the risk register for the Cumberland Center Coffee project.
We've got the risk register template open for the Cumberland Center Coffee project. As you can see from the different sections here, you've got ID number, created date for the risk title, risk description, the owner of the risk, who the risk is assigned to, and then there's a bunch of other columns that we'll go through here, different sections, and fill out as we populate this. So let's start here with this section here. We'll just put in an ID number 101. For create date, we'll say 3/5/2035. And then for our risk here, we'll go ahead and say for the Cumberland Center Coffee project that our license approval is the risk title, and we'll go into more of a specifics for that. The ability to obtain a food license might be in jeopardy. That's the description of our risk, and we'll assign an owner. We'll say it's Fred Smith, and then who this is actually assigned to. We'll assign this to the project legal team. And then let's scroll over to some of the other areas that we want to make sure that we populate. So for department, we'll make this the legal team. And then for our risk status, we're going to say that this risk is, we'll say that this risk is open. And in terms of impact, we'll say that this is a high impact. Probability, we will also say, let's say 25% to 49%. And for our risk level, we're going to say that this risk is a high risk level. So we've got that populated for that risk. Let's add in another risk underneath it. We'll say this one, sticking with this theme, 102. And we'll say our created date, let's say May 7th, 2045. And then what we'll have for a risk for this one, we'll say cash on hand is a risk, and will be a little bit more description for that. The amount of cash on hand is less than 6 months. So that would obviously be a risk, and we'll have another owner on that, and it's assigned to, we'll assign it to Jenny. And then under our department, we'll have this fall under, let's say, finance. And this risk, let's say that this risk is not occurred. It's been a possibility, it hasn't been identified, and then it's been identified but not actually occurred. And then we'll say a medium impact. Well, actually, let's say that is high impact or critical impact. And then probability of occurring, say 0 to 24%. And then our risk level, we'll go ahead and say that this is a medium risk level, and so forth. So you can see as you find and identify risks, you can have the information populated. So you can go in here and have your risk description, your title, owners assigned to, and then you can also see how the status is of those risks, the impact, the probability, and so forth.